Hola, my name is Amanda. I am an instructor here at CU. For those of you that don't know me, I teach the Intro to Spanish Speaking Cultures and then Spanish 1 through 4. And then I also direct the Study Abroad program in Spain. And I want to talk to you a little bit about this program. So it is for the month of June. You're going to earn 6 credit hours for it. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about the program and what we'll do there and what it'll be like, and show you some pictures. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Spanish minor. So if you do this program, you'll earn credits that'll go towards the Spanish minor. And so I know some of you might be in the Intro to Spanish Speaking Cultures class, or you might be in a language class right now. And so the Spanish minor, so some reasons, first off, why to minor in Spanish. So if you minor in Spanish, if you speak another language, it makes you more competitive in the marketplace. And so over 50% of companies take language into account when recruiting. And many businesses are looking for you to be able to speak another language. And so I'm specifically talking about Spanish here. And so speaking Spanish, being bilingual has a lot of benefits, especially in Colorado and Denver, because there's so many Spanish speakers. And you get paid more too. Those that are bilingual get paid more. I just did a quick search to kind of see what jobs they were looking for someone that's bilingual. And so in banks, in the medical fields, as translators and human resources, I found all of these jobs in engineering that they're looking for someone that's bilingual. And so this can put you above someone else when looking for a job, being bilingual and speaking Spanish. And so just something to think about. A lot of benefits for speaking a language. There's also a lot of cognitive benefits as well. So they say that, working this part of your brain helps to postpone diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia. It makes you work on problem solving better as well. It also makes you better at math. And so some interesting facts of the cognitive benefits of speaking another language. So if you wanted to minor in Spanish, you would first take 1010, 1020, 2110, 2120, and then you need 5 classes at the 3000 level. These classes can be whichever classes that interests you. We have a wide variety of classes, from oral proficiency that focuses on speaking to a Spanish for writing classes that focus on more grammar and writing. We have classes in literature, we have classes in linguistics, we have classes in culture, a lot of different classes, and whatever ones interest you, you can choose 5 of those. If you already speak Spanish, what you would do is you would take the placement test. So you take the let's say if you already have taken classes in the past, you would take the placement test. If you already speak Spanish, you probably don't even need to take the placement test. You can just go start taking classes at a 3000 level. I have an information sheet that I'm going to share. If you're in one of my classes, I'll share it in the page that I make on Canvas with this. If you talk to your teacher can share it with you as well. Or you can always contact me, Amanda.Ritchie, Ritchie, at UC Denver, and I can give you any information you need. So I have some more specifics as to what the different classes you would take or what the steps you could take. So you just need, if you already speak Spanish, all you need is 5 classes at the 3000 level. We have quite a wide variety of classes, like I already mentioned. You just pick whichever ones interest you. I know a lot of you are Spanish speakers, and so you might not have taken a formal Spanish class, or maybe you took one in high school, but we actually have some special classes for students that are heritage speakers. And you're a heritage speaker if you grew up speaking Spanish, but you didn't formally learn it. And so with this class, we offer it in the spring and the fall, and this is for students it's called Writing for Latinos, and it helps you to learn to speak and write in professional settings. And it helps you to improve your formal writing skills, and so that you can use your Spanish in your future career. So, maybe you speak it with your parents, but you never really learned how to write it. You don't know how to spell, you don't know where to use accents. And so this is a class designed specifically for you. And so we have these classes. This can give you a nice solid base. You can start with this. There's a 1 and a 2. And then from there, you can take other classes that interest you. Some other options I want to talk about real quick. We have a certificate in Spanish for business. And so we have Spanish for international business and Spanish for translation. And so these would, if you're in any sort of business field, you could take these classes. For these, you just need 4, and you can get a certificate in Spanish for business. Or if you wanted to get the minor, you could take some of these classes and it could go towards the minor. So you can kind of double dip. You could do the Spanish for business and also do the minor. We also have a certificate for Spanish for health professions. So this is kind of a little different in that you don't have to start at the 3000 level. So say you haven't taken any Spanish or you've only taken Spanish 1 or 2. These classes, we start at the 1000 level. So you can take the Spanish 1070 or at the 2000 level, Spanish 2070. And then we have special classes at the 3000 level. Or say you already are a Spanish speaker, you can start right at the 3000 level. So kind of depending on whatever level you're at, that's where you start. And then you just need 4 classes and you can get a certificate in Spanish for the health professions. And so any questions about this, again, email me. I can give you more information, or ask your teacher. She can forward you. She can send you to me, and I can give you more information. But the classes you take, you'll definitely need to take these 2 here, the Spanish for health professions 1 and 2. And then there's a wide variety of other classes you can take. Some aren't even in the Spanish department. So there's like a Chicano an ethnic studies class on Chicano and Latino history you could take. There's a class in anthropology called migrant health. So in addition to the 2 classes for Spanish health professions, you can take other classes as the 4 that you need for the certificate. So a really wide range of options here to get yours. One other minor that we offer in our department is a minor in linguistics. So if the study of languages is interesting to you and you kind of want to understand more of exploring languages, so what are the different dialects? Why do people in Argentina speak differently than people in Mexico and then people in Spain? And then how did this dialect evolve over time? How does the language change over time? If you think, why do we say feet instead of foots? Why don't we just make foot plural with an S? And so why did these changes evolve? So the English language, the Spanish language, this is what linguistics talks about. And so if you're interested in that, we also offer these in our department. You have to take 2 specific classes. There's these foundation in linguistics class and then a language and society class. And then you have a variety of what other classes you can take. Some, if you're a Spanish speaker, you can take specific Spanish classes, like Spanish phonetics, sociolinguistics. We have one called Dialects of the Spanish speaking world, Spanish in Colorado, any of those. And then we also offer some in some other departments you could take that could go towards this minor in linguistics. Again, if you'd like more information, reach out to me. I can send you the flyer, the description of everything and all your options. I can also contact you. I can also put you in contact with the advisor that would be best, that would help you. So I can help you, and also I can give you the information of someone else in our department that is more specialized in whatever you're looking for, Spanish for business, linguistics, the minor, anything like that. Okay, so now we are into Spain. So this study abroad program that I run in Spain, you have to have at least two classes of Spanish. You have to have finished 1020. If you already speak Spanish, you're good to go. If you took Spanish in high school, you want to take the placement test, which is in Plaza Building 115. That's our language lab. Go there, take the test, and then let me know your results. And then I can let you know if you're eligible. But as long as you finished 1020 or placed into that level, you'll be eligible to go. Then depending on what you finished, then you'll get the next level of credit hours. If you were interested in the minor in Spanish, and you need 5 3000 level classes, this will count as 2 of the 5 classes you need. So you would only need to take 3 other classes plus Spain, and you get the minor in Spanish. And again, all those benefits of having a minor in Spanish. On top of that, you have the benefits of studying abroad, which I'm going to talk about. So we fly into Madrid, and then we stay in this town called Valladolid. I'm going to show you some pictures first of the Valladolid. Valladolid's a pretty big town, and then you're going to study there at the university. You will take your 3 credit hours of classes at the University of Valladolid. It'll be for the first 3 weeks of the course. And you'll take grammar, conversation, and culture class. And you'll take those in the mornings. You'll take those every morning for 3 weeks, and you'll be living with a host family. So this is a really excellent way to get practice speaking Spanish and also get to know the culture by having those meals and living with a Spanish family. So you'll live with a Spanish family. You'll have a roommate that's a CU student, and you will be in Valladolid living the Spanish life for 3 weeks. While we're in Valladolid, we're going to take evening trips and weekend trips to different places. So just to kind of give you an idea on the map of Spain, we'll take an evening trip to Avila. We're also going to go to Segovia, which is close by, which doesn't show it on the map. We're going to take an evening trip to Burgos as well. We'll take a day trip up to Santander. We're going to take a long weekend trip to San Sebastian, and we're also going to spend 4 days in Madrid as well. So we're really going to see a lot while we're there. And I'm going to show you some pictures of all the places we'll see and talk in a little more detail. So I mentioned the first 3 weeks, we're going to stay in Valladolid. You live with the host family and you take classes in the mornings there. The other 3 credit hours is going to be, of course, with myself. And then the other professor that's coming with us, and her name is Gabriela. You may have had her if you're in the 3000 or 4000 level classes of Spanish. And so we're going to have another class that's kind of to improve your fluency, improve your writing skills, improve your critical thinking skills, and really help you to make the most out of your experience abroad. And so it's going to involve a lot of reflections, both in speaking and in writing, in Spanish, speaking and writing in Spanish, to reflect and kind of compare your experience in Spain to what it's like in the US, and reflecting on different things that you experience while you're there, and the places that we visit. And so that will be the main basis of the class that you'll do with us, is focusing on improving your fluency and really making the most, both personally and academically, out of this experience in Spain. Okay, so now for the pictures. This is Valladolid. Like I said, it's a pretty big city. There's 300,000 people, so really beautiful architecture, churches everywhere, outdoor seating everywhere, and so everyone is always out and about. You can just kind of get lost in the city, exploring and admiring all the architecture. It's a really big city too, so there's tons to see. They have this really cool Campo Grande park with pavos reales, peacocks everywhere. So parks to go to. There's lots of ice cream to eat as well. And so you have every evening free just to live the Spanish lifestyle. You'll have class until about 2, and then you go home and you have lunch. Lunch is the biggest meal of the day. It's la comida. So everyone sits down with their family, you have lunch, and then pretty much everything in town closes down and everyone takes a siesta. So you'll take a siesta, or you'll use that time to kind of just relax. And then about 5, everything starts opening back up. So then at 5, you just kind of go and everyone strolls around town, go to different plazas and relax. You might have a coffee or a glass of wine, and just relax and, live the Spanish lifestyle, which is being out and about and being social and being outside. And then, like I said, once a week, we're going to go on trips to experience Spain and really see all these different cities that Spain has to offer. So this is one of the towns we'll go to for the evening. It's called Burgos. You cross this bridge, and this is the entrance into the city. And then they have this Gothic cathedral. So you'll get to go inside the cathedral and explore the cathedral. So here's just kind of some pictures, which don't do justice to how magnificent it is. And I'll just give you some tips of different things I suggest you do. I'll give you a map of the town, and then you have the whole afternoon, or the evening, to explore the city of Burgos. And so here's just kind of what it looks like in the town of Burgos. The next trip you'll do is to Avila. And so this is kind of going to be a little assignment that you'll do for our class, but then also you get to see a city. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go in groups. You're going to go to the train station, order a ticket, get on the right train, and go to this town called Avila. Avila is this beautiful old town surrounded by an old Roman wall. So you can actually climb to the top of the wall and then explore the town from the top. And so you'll get to do that. And then it'll kind of make it a little scavenger hunt as a part of the assignment for my class. And so you'll have to go and find certain things throughout the city. And then you have the rest of the time just to explore the city of Avila. Then we're going to take a whole day trip to the town of Segovia. So Segovia is famous for its Roman aqueducts. These were built in the Roman times, and they're still standing today. So it's really an impressive sight to see in person. In addition to that, it's a very just majestic looking landscape there. It makes me feel like I'm in a fairy tale every time I go to Segovia. And then they have this castle. So it's an Alcazar castle. The king and queen used to live there. You have to cross this drawbridge to get to it. And you can actually climb to the top of that tower. And so here's a view of Segovia from the top of that tower. And so we'll go with the University of Valladolid culture teachers. They'll give you a tour. You'll get to go to the top of the tower. You'll get to go tour the castle and learn about who used to live there and what it used to be like back in the day. And then you have the rest of the time for you to explore the city of Segovia. And then here's kind of the castle from afar. So then the following weekend, so the third weekend, we're going to go to, or I think the second weekend actually, we're going to go to this little town called Santillana del Mar. This is up north. And then we're going to go to Santander, which is a beach town on the north. So there's a palace here. You can go with the culture teachers to explore the palace, or you can have the time just to enjoy at the beach and relax. And so that'll be the second Saturday. And so after 3 weeks of time at Valladolid, we're going to have a clausura closing ceremony. Here is where you're going to have finished your classes at the University of Valladolid. You're going to receive a diploma saying you finished your classes, and we'll have a little celebration. And so we're going to have this clausura ceremony in this old palace in Valladolid. Everyone kind of gets dressed up, and we call your name, and you get your diplomas. And then we'll have a little tapa ceremony afterwards, a little celebration where we'll finish our time at the University of Valladolid. And so then we'll say goodbye to the host families, and we'll leave Valladolid. And then as a CU group, we're going to head to San Sebastian. So this is that town I showed you. It's in the the northeastern corner of Spain. And so this is in the Basque country, which they speak their own language. They speak Euskera. So it's very unique here, and it's on the ocean. It's very green and lush, so lots of outdoor things to do. And they also are the culinary capital of Spain. So they have really, really delicious food. And so we'll spend 4 nights here. You have the whole time just to explore the city. I'll give you all these suggestions of things that I suggest you do, but you have time just to spend it with your CU classmates and explore the town of San Sebastian. And so here's what it looks like in San Sebastian. A lot of really neat architecture and sculptures everywhere, beautiful sunsets. This little monte that you see here, you can actually climb to the top of it. So here's a view of San Sebastian from that little monte. There's actually like a little cafe here, and they have live music. You can watch the sunset over this whole town. And here's just some CU students enjoying San Sebastian. It's a fishing village, so they're really famous for their seafood as well. And so we will do one activity as a CU group. We're going to do a tapas tour. So we'll go to a few different places with a native person from San Sebastian, and they'll take us to different bars, and we'll get to try all these different pinchos. So if you like food, this is the place to do it. And so these pinchos are basically bite-sized pieces of food, about two bites. And then you go to a bar, you get a few pinchos, and then you have maybe a glass of wine, then you go to another bar, have it. So it's basically like bar hopping, but with food. And so it's a great way to try all this really new food. If you ever had croquettes, croquetas, jamón serrano, queso de cabra, really great food in San Sebastian. And so here's us, and our last stop was getting cheesecake, which is this really delicious cheesecake, unlike anything you've ever had in the US. And so then San Sebastian, as you saw, it's really close to the border of France. And so you have the option to go with your classmates to France for the day. And so Biarritz is the closest town. It's about 2 hours away. So you hop on a bus, in 2 hours, you're in France. Everyone's speaking French. All the signs are in French. The food's different. Everything's different. So it's really fun to experience this if you're interested. And it's on the ocean, which is very beautiful as well. And so here's just a few pictures of what it's like in Biarritz. So then we're going to leave San Sebastian, and we're going to go south, and we're going to go to Madrid to end our trip. So you have, again, most of the time free just to explore the town of Madrid. I'll give you suggestions on things to do. One of the assignments you'll do for my class is to go to one of the museums. So Madrid has some of the most famous museums in all of Europe. They have the Prado Museum, which has artwork from Velázquez, Goya, El Greco. They also have the Reina Sofia that has Picasso and Dali. So you'll pick one of the museums, and you'll go to one of them for an assignment for me. And then again, just the rest of the time to explore the city. There's all these different neighborhoods, barrios you can go explore. They all kind of have their own different vibe. There's shopping, there's food, so much to do in Madrid. This I discovered last year. You can actually climb to the top of this tower. And so here's a view kind of looking down from the top of that tower. They have these really great parks everywhere as well if you want to be outside. Our last night as a CU group, we're going to go to a flamenco show. So there's this really great intimate bar that we go to, and they have live flamenco. There'll be a guitarist and a singer, and then 1 to 3 dancers that take turns dancing. And we'll get to see this live, which is a really, really beautiful thing to be able to experience live, and kind of front row seats to it. And then we're going to have a final dinner as our CU group. So we'll have a final dinner kind of celebrating the past 4 weeks that we spent together and the experience you had, and then the trip will be over. Once you're in Europe, it's really easy to travel. So you're more than welcome to have, you can have your significant other, your parents, a friend, a sibling come, and then they can meet you in Madrid, and then you can continue to travel afterwards. You can get really cheap flights to other countries. So if you wanted to go to France or Germany or Italy, you could easily go. There's still a lot of Spain that you won't have seen yet. So you can go to southern Spain, go to Granada, Cordoba, places like that. So if you're interested in continuing to travel afterwards, you can talk to me about that and can give you much more information on that. So just really quick to summarize, some of the benefits of studying abroad. First off, you're going to become more fluent. So if you're really nervous to speak, this is a great way to get you to force you to speak, because with your host families, they're not going to know English. So you have no choice but to speak Spanish. So being immersed in it fully, listening and speaking Spanish, you're going to really increase your confidence and your fluency in speaking Spanish. You're going to come back and you're going to be so much more confident in all of your Spanish classes after having experienced this. And it's going to broaden your social and professional opportunities by communicating with people of different languages, different cultures. You're going to really learn a lot about these other cultures. You also gain a wider worldview. So it makes you more critical of things. It makes you more aware of things. So for example, you're going to see that, in the US, like, our job is our life. Our job defines us. In Spain, it's not like that. In Spain, they work to make money, and then that's it. It's not the definition of who they are. It's not their identity. And so they enjoy life a lot more. They slow down, they enjoy life. For example, the way they do that is that every evening they're out having tapas. They're out socializing, having tapas. No one stays at home and watches Netflix. Like Netflix and chill is not a thing that they do there. Another thing that they do is they have a really big lunch, and everyone sits down together and they eat lunch. You know, they don't have this fast food where you're running and you're just eating as you're driving. Everyone really slows down there, and they appreciate their food and they appreciate being around one another. It also, you grow as a person as well. You kind of become more appreciative of your home life and your home culture, having experienced another one. When you leave your comfort zone, you're pushed out of your comfort zone, you really grow as an individual. You can kind of learn more about yourself. You can become more independent, more confident. After doing this, you're going to be ready to do a European trip with your friends, and you can do it on your own. You feel much more comfortable doing it on your own. And you can also reinvent yourself. They say a lot of people, they kind of develop a second personality when they're speaking another language. I know for me, for sure, I'm really shy and timid, but when I speak Spanish, I'm like a different person. I'm a lot more outgoing, and I kind of am this different person when I'm speaking Spanish. And so it's kind of fun. You kind of develop a new personality in this other language. Okay, so that is it about the summer study abroad. If your teacher hasn't provided you with extra resources, send me an email, amanda.ritchie, R-I-T-C-H-I-E, at ucdenver.edu. Check out our Modern Languages website. You can follow us on Instagram, Venga Vale Vamos. So lots of ways, but the best thing is to get a hold of me. I can give you any information you need on a minor, a certificate, on studying abroad. And we're going to do this every June. So this June, next June, every June. We're going to be having some information sessions in November, and then probably again at the beginning of the spring semester. The application is going to be due around end of February, early May. And so, you know, please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you for your time, and hopefully I'll hear from you soon. Adios.